Hi everyone, Tim Brown. Welcome to my Apple Podcast. For this episode, I want to focus on iOS 8, which was released to the public on September 17th, shortly after the big iPhone announcements. And this operating system comes packed with some great new features. Let's take a look. During WWDC this past summer, Apple introduced extensions. Extensions enables developers to build functionality right inside the native apps of the iPhone. And Apple took the lead by example by introducing iMovie extensions. Okay, so here's how it works. You go to your camera roll and you find a video in your library. Pull up that video and then select the tiny circle with the dots in the top right corner. And you will see iMovie come up as a menu option. And when the app opens, you can see you have access to filters, titles, and soundtracks. iOS 8 also comes with improvements to the Mail application using swiping gestures from right to left to mark messages as unread or archiving messages, which can also be controlled in the Settings menu. Apple also introduced some great improvements to the Messages app with the ability to press and hold on the microphone to send off an audio recording instantly or move over to the X to get rid of it. And on the left-hand side, pressing and holding on the camera icon to send a video recording or a photograph instantly right inside the Messages app. Apple also made some pretty nice improvements to the multitasking feature introduced in iOS 7 by double tapping on the home button. In addition to the raised windows, you can also see recent conversations up above. Here you can make phone calls, send text messages, or enter a video chat right from the multitasking feature. And one of my favorite features, notifications. Notifications have been greatly improved, building on once again Apple's introduction of extensions. Here developers can actually add apps right inside the notification pane. Here you can keep track of weather reports, stock updates, and news from various different newsreader apps like Pulse and Yahoo. And arguably the most robust aspect of extensions works extremely well in the Photos application, because here not only can you access the tools that are natively installed on the phone by Apple, but you can access third-party developers by tapping on the circular icon once again. And here you have access to numerous applications. And this is only what you can see in the App Store right now. You can imagine in a month there may be 20 more added to this list, all inside the Photos app, where you can have direct access to camera controls, filters, effects, and so forth, giving you an endless variety to choose from in terms of how you edit and transform your photos. Probably Apple's most popular feature with iOS 8, predictive typing, or what Apple calls QuickType. With QuickType, you can begin typing in any document that requires the keyboard, and Apple will begin to anticipate what words you're going to use. Even anticipate what kind of language you're going to use, whether it's a formal conversation or informal one. Apple has also extended the functionality of the iPhone by improving features inside Spotlight. In addition to searching for music and apps on the phone, you can now search the web and pull up Wikipedia articles, for example, in this case, information on Barack Obama. Here you can read biographical information right inside Spotlight without even opening a Safari browser. With every iteration of the iPhone, there are improvements to Siri, and this time around, you can actually issue commands to Siri while the iPhone is turned off, as long as it's attached to a power cable. So you can say, "Hey, Siri, what's the weather like today?"
Okay, the temperature today will range between 63 and 79 degrees.
Okay, I already mentioned iMovie extensions, but of course there is iMovie itself. And when you open the iMovie application, everything looks the same, but yes, there are now video filters available. Great new feature for iMovie. In addition to this feature, you can also access, that's right, iCloud Drive. iCloud Drive is where we'll be able to store all of our files, but for right now, you can definitely use it to store iMovie projects and video files. When Yosemite is released, iCloud Drive is going to really take off. And yes, there's more. Apple released improvements to Safari for the iPad in iOS 8. You can now view browser windows in stacks, very similar to the iPhone. And you can also view reading lists and Twitter updates in the left-hand column. Very similar to the desktop version. You can almost imagine what this is going to look like if and when Apple releases a larger iPad. Okay, and finally, I want to show you a feature that's not brand new, but it has been greatly improved, and that's dictation. Now when you dictate into the microphone, you will see your words duplicated in real time. Take a look. Hello, my name is Tim Brown, and welcome to my Apple Podcast. Period. That was fast. Okay, that concludes my review of iOS 8. I plan to continue my coverage of iOS 8 as developers continue to develop more and more extensions, and we begin to see more and more solidification with iCloud Drive. This is Tim Brown. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of my Apple Podcast. Check me out next time.